Welcome to Kids Quiz with your host, Scott Leber.
Good evening. We're glad you could join us once again for another edition of Kids Quiz as we test the memories of students in the Ashland City School System and also your memories at home as we go through our rounds of questions here. Our program tonight is a little bit different. Instead of junior high students, tonight we've got high school students with us. But other than that, the program remains the same. We have our three rounds, our general question round, our spelling round, and our categorical round. Before we get started with our first round, let's give you a chance to meet tonight's high school students. First of all, those members on Team A.
I'm Doug McLaughlin. I enjoy cross-country running and track.
I'm Venkatesh Krishnamurthy. I'm a senior and I enjoy tennis and surfing.
My name is Chris Lau. I'm a sophomore. I enjoy tennis and riding.
Okay, that's Team A. Now let's meet the members of Team B.
Beaver, I'm a freshman and I enjoy foreign languages and reading books.
I'm Julie Briggs. I'm a senior and I play the violin.
My name is John Bush, and I enjoy music and computers.
And also tonight we would like to introduce you to Mrs. Evelyn Straits, who is here this evening to help us out with these high school students. And I understand that these students, this is nothing new for them. They're used to this type of situation, being on a quiz program like this, for some of them anyway.
Yes, they do. They have been. Our two captains, Julie and Venkatesh, served last year on the Academic Challenge team that appeared on TV5. Cleveland's Academic Challenge.
Well, we're glad you could be here, and we thank you for your help with this program. Okay, let's get started with our first round of general questions. This will be going to Team A first. They have a 3.5-minute time limit to answer their set of questions. First question for Team A, and again, for each correctly answered question, that team will receive 5 points. The translations of the names of what ships are a little girl, a spotted mare, and the mother of Christ? Venk.
Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria.
You're right, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. If C equals 100, D equals 500, what is the symbol for 1,000? If C represents 100, D represents 500, what is the symbol for 1,000? Venk?
M.
M is right. In the Bible, what famous Hebrew, noted for his great strength, was betrayed by what beautiful Philistine woman who discovered that the secret of his strength lay in his long hair? We need the name of both of those people. Chris?
Samson and Delilah.
You're right, Samson and Delilah. By what common names are the diseases called rubella and rubeola known? Chris, or Doug, pardon me?
Whooping cough and I don't know the other one.
That's incorrect. German measles and measles. Name the American composer of Alexander's Ragtime Band, Easter Parade, and White Christmas. The American composer of Alexander's Ragtime Band, Easter Parade, and White Christmas. Chris?
Guy Lombardo.
No, Irving Berlin. In which U.S. state would a professional football game be played if it were between the Chiefs and the Cardinals? Thank you.
Missouri.
Missouri, right. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs and the St. Louis Cardinals. What part of speech can modify a verb, adjective, or adverb? Chris?
Adverb.
Right, an adverb. Name the United States president who was the last Civil War veteran to achieve presidency. Thank you.
Hayes.
No, William McKinley. In 1954, he won the Nobel Prize for Chemistry for his research into the nature of the chemical bond, and in 1962, he won the Nobel Prize for Peace. Name this American chemist. In 54, he won the Nobel Prize for Chemistry for his research into the nature of the chemical bond, and in 1962, he won the Nobel Prize for Peace. Name this American chemist. Linus Carl Pauling. Against what U.S. president was it charged by his opponents that he had fathered several children by Sally Hemings, a slave woman? Against what U.S. president was it charged by his opponents that he had fathered several children by Sally Hemings, a slave woman? That president was, pardon me, Chris?
Abraham Lincoln.
No, it was Thomas Jefferson. At the Helsinki Championships in the summer of 1983, what American athlete won the 100-meter dash and the long jump and anchored the relay team to 3 gold medals? Venk.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis did. Who said, "I never met a man I didn't like"? Chris.
Will Rogers.
Right. Will Rogers did. How many pecks are a bushel in a peck? Chris?
40.
No, 5 pecks. In what year was the first teddy bear made? Bank.
1905.
Oh, close. 1903. And that brings us to the end of the time limit for Team A, and now let's move along to Team B with their set of questions. Name the only baseball pitcher to win the Cy Young Award in both major leagues. The only baseball pitcher to win the Cy Young Award in both major leagues. Gaylord Perry did it in San Francisco with the Giants and in the American League with the Cleveland Indians. By what name is known the obelisk located near the Potomac River in Washington, D.C.? Julie.
Washington's Monument.
Right. What U.S. athlete can be identified by the nickname the Brown Bomber? Boxer Joe Louis. The second longest river in the Western Hemisphere that flows into the Pacific Ocean, this waterway forms the boundary between Washington and Oregon. The second longest river in the Western Hemisphere that flows into the Pacific Ocean, this waterway forms the boundary between Washington and Oregon. Ruth?
Mackenzie?
The Columbia River. Robin Hood, the legendary outlaw of medieval England who took money from the rich and gave it to the poor, had one member of his band, one who was the biggest of them all. Name this merry man. John.
Little John.
Little John is right. Born in 1918, this American singer is known as the First Lady of Jazz or the First Lady of Song. Who is she? Born in 1918, this American singer is known as the First Lady of Jazz or the First Lady of Song. Ruth?
Lena Horne?
No, Ella Fitzgerald. Only 2 states fathered the first 6 U.S. presidents. Can you name those? Julie?
Virginia and Massachusetts.
Right, Virginia and Massachusetts. If the 2 legs of a right triangle measure 4 and 5, what is the length of the hypotenuse? If the 2 legs of a right triangle measure 4 and 5, what is the length of the hypotenuse? Julie?
Square root of 41.
Right, the square root of 41. St. George is the patron saint of England. Who is the patron saint of Ireland? John?
St. Patrick.
Right, St. Patrick. Who pitched the only perfect game in World Series history? Ruth?
Fernando Valenzuela?
No, Don Larson did. What type of punctuation marks would be used for an intentional omission? What type of punctuation marks would be used for an intentional omission, John?
An apostrophe.
No, an ellipsis, or 3 periods, or 3 asterisks. Name the 3 ages which are commonly used in archaeological study. The 3 ages which are commonly used in archaeological study. The Stone, Bronze, and Iron Ages. Which is the most widely syndicated comic strip? Julie?
Peanuts.
No, Blondie, which started by Chick Young back in 1930. In gambling casinos, which common object is generally missing? In gambling casinos, which common object is
Okay,
generally...
start again.
Yeah, you can start.
Maneuver.
No, that's incorrect. Ruth, maneuver.
Maneuver.
Right, Maneuver. Let's go up to Venk with the word collectible.
C-O-L-L-E-C-T-A-B-L-E.
That's incorrect. Julie, collectible.
Collectible.
Right, I-B-L-E. The next word is licorice, Chris.
Liquorice.
That's not right. John, licorice.
Licore.
Right, L-I-C-O-R-I-C-E. We're back up to Doug again with the word professor.
Professor. P-R-O-F-E-S-S-O-R.
Right. Ruth, abscess.
A-B-S-E-S-S.
That's incorrect. Venk?
A-B-C-E-S-S.
A-B-S-C-E-S-S is the correct spelling. Julie, the next word, hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage.
Could you spell that again for me?
Hemorrhage.
That's incorrect. Chris, hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage.
That too is incorrect. The correct spelling is Hemorrhage. John, the next word is feasible.
F-E-A-S-I-B-L-E.
You're right. Doug, broccoli.
Broccoli. B-R-O-C-C-O-L-I.
Right. B-R-O-C-C-O-L-I. Ruth, counterfeit.
C-O-U-N-T-E-R-F-E-I-T.
Right. Venk, loneliness.
L-O-N-L-I-N-E-S-S.
That's incorrect. Julie, loneliness.
Lone. L-I-N-E-S-S.
Right. L-O-N-E-L-I-N-E-S-S. Chris, the next word is for you. It's resuscitate.
R-E-S-U. R-E-S-U-S-I. I have no idea.
Okay, let's give John a shot. Resuscitate.
R-E-C-E-S-S-I-T-A-T-E.
That's incorrect. R-E-S-U-S-C-I-T-A-T-E, resuscitate. Doug, shellacked. Past tense, shellacked.
Shellacked. S-H-E-L-L-A-C-K-E-D.
Right. S-H-E-L-L-C-K-E-D. Ruth, villain.
V-I-L-L-A-I-N.
Right. And that brings us back to Venk with the word embarrassment.
E-M-B-A-R-A-S-S-M-E-N-T.
That's not right. Julie, embarrassment.
E-M-B-A. E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-M-E-N-T.
And that too is incorrect. 2 R's, 2 S's. E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S-M-E-N-T. Chris, the next word is insatiable.
Insatiable. I-N-S-A-T-I-A-B-L-E.
That's right. John, hierarchy.
H-E-I-R-A-R-C-H-Y.
Could you spell that one more time, please?
H-E-I-R-A-R-C-H-Y.
That's incorrect. Doug, hierarchy.
H-E-I-R